Hi everyone, welcome to this week's video update. My name is Jade. I am in the Marketing and Communications team at MTA Queensland. We thought we'd give you something a little bit different this week, so I'll be asking Rod some questions about the upcoming EV transition workshops. So, Rod,
Jade.
We are 2 weeks away from the Hervey Bay and Rockhampton EV transition workshops. Can you tell me a little bit more about those events?
Yes, and Jade, great to have you on camera, great to profile you to our wonderful industry. So these EV transition workshops, we've already run them across the state, being very popular. We're running them in a couple more locations because industry wants us to. They're really important. The electrification of our industry is happening. We all know that progress is slow in a sense, but they are starting to appear. The data shows this transition is real. Manufacturers are committing to it, governments are committing to it. So it's really important that our industry starts to prepare, regardless of their position on the spectrum of true believers or we'll wait and see. These workshops will give you real facts and real information about the things you should be thinking about at this early stage of transition.
And so what are some of the considerations that business owners need to take into account when they're transitioning their business to an electric future?
So there's some real material changes outside of the obvious ones, like you need to upskill your workforce. So your technicians, your apprentices need to be exposed to the latest in electric vehicle training, be that through a depower unit so they understand what to do if the vehicle turns up, or more diagnostic type skills. And there are a range of providers, particularly MTAI and TAFE Queensland, that are doing this sort of training. So it's really important that you know that. So upskilling your workforce. But there's some infrastructure you'll need. But there's also an understanding that as you emerge and start to really absorb electric vehicles into your business, it's not all rosy, and that is international experience shows us that what you can expect, a business can expect from servicing an electric vehicle, the revenue is 42% less.
Yeah, wow.
42% less than a combustion engine. That's material. But on the day, in the workshop, we'll talk about what our business is doing around the world to address that, because they can still be a successful buddy business.
Yeah, wow. And so MTA Queensland's had some discussions with the Electrical Safety Office following a review of the Electrical Safety Act. Could you give members an update on how those meetings are going?
Yes, well, I've briefed you before around our concerns around the potential of regulation in this industry and potentially excluding the automotive technicians. That's certainly not likely. We have actively engaged with ministers, so Minister Grace Grace and Minister Bark Bailey on this issue as recently as the last couple of weeks. We've engaged with the Electrical Trades Union. We've engaged with the Electrical Safety Office. Very collaboratively, we brought them here where we were able to profile what happens with an electric vehicle when an automotive technician depowers it, diagnoses problems, rectifies them. A real positive collaboration, good relationships as well. It's certainly looking like, can't guarantee it yet, we don't have anything in writing, we don't have necessary agreements with government, but it certainly looks like the main issues now are around concerns around the qualifications themselves. Have they got enough electrical safety in them? That's an absolutely legitimate issue to raise. And then there'll be a discussion at some stage about should our industry be licensed in terms of access to diagnostic and repair of electric vehicles. By licensed, I mean, in their language, it would be some type of restricted ticket, like in air conditioning. So our industry is not unfamiliar with this concept. So qualified technician first, add some skill sets, and it'd be a restricted ticket. Too early to know precisely that's where it'll go, but certainly the indications are at the moment that it's in hand.
Yeah. And so aside from the EV transition workshops, there is another event that MTA Queensland has next week. Is that right?
It absolutely is right, Jade, and you know it because you're doing all the work. Next week's our gala. Tickets close this Friday. They are almost sold out. So we want this to be a fantastic, fun-filled night, end-of-year party. This year, bit of a change of format. There'll be music, Yes, there'll be dancing, not with me, but there'll be a lot of fun and some great musicians, but also we're recognising the best of our industry. And I've seen the names of the finalists. That we have outstanding finalists. And of course, Craig Lowndes. We all love Craig Lowndes. I can't wait to hear from him as he transitions to his next stage of his career. We might hear, Bathurst didn't go so well for him. He might tell us why. So get online, get to our website, buy some tickets, get a table, and let's fill the venue. It's really close, but we'd love to have more.
Perfect. Well, that's all my questions for today. If you guys have any, make sure that you reach out, give us a call, and we'll be happy to assist. See you next week.
Thanks for your help, Jade.